Well, speaking of musicians, we're very lucky to have Houston Keene in the studio with us today. What's up, Houston?
What's going on, everybody? Very excited to be here.
Welcome.
Yeah,
Thanks
yeah.
for coming in.
Second time back.
Yeah, man. You were on Coach's show not too long ago, right?
That's right. Today's just the recap. You know what I mean? All the in-between details.
Right on. Yeah, definitely. So you were originally a Florida guy, right?
Yeah. Gainesville, Florida. Go Gators. Don't hold that against me. But, you know, we're not going to get another win for a while. We've lost Tim Tebow and Urban Meyer, so we're trying to make a comeback, but slowly but surely.
Right on. Right on. And so you got the perfect name for coming to Texas.
Yeah, it seems like, you know, right? a lot of people in Florida are always confused. They assume that I moved to Houston, and I'm like, no, my name's Houston, and I moved to Austin. They're like, oh, I thought your name was Austin, and you moved to Houston. I was like, no. So anyway, yeah, we're always working through confusion.
Were your parents from Texas? Or
No. My dad's name's Hugh, and I assume he likes simplicity because my brother's name is Joe. So that's also pretty simple on his book. So, you know, anyway, so we got Houston and Joe.
Right on.
So,
yeah, I think you got the better name.
Yeah, I think I got the better name. We won't tell him, though.
Right on. And so you're going to go back there pretty soon for a tour, is that
Yeah,
correct?
Absolutely. I actually just got back in last week from Florida. I go there every 3 months or so just to kind of play my hometown and play around the area quite a bit. And this last time we went, we sold out this little theater in my hometown, and always have I have a great response with that. And it's kind of weird for me because growing up in that little town right outside of Gainesville, you know, I would play frequently, but it was very hard to pull the crowd. Well, anyway, since moving out to Texas, and I kind of, get to be on 94.1 FM, and they see my face on those things. And anyway, people have started to really respond, and so I can go home and I can play out a place, and it has a great turnout, and then come back, turn around and play in Texas, and it's a good time out here. But yeah, I'm headed back in October for the second round of this year,
Cool,
so
man.
it's going to be a good time.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. Well, we have limited time here, so let's stop yakking and let you get into a song.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely, man. This is one we played on Coach's last time. This is actually one we had playing on the station not too long ago. This is the debut single from the upcoming album. This is an original of mine called Jenny. She holds a drink like a cheap James Dean in the corner of the bar right on 2nd Street. And outside that getting wild and loud, and a camera flash could light up this town. Beauty queen with small town dreams, a top shelf liquor at only 17. Yeah. That'll be the debut single from the upcoming album. That's actually available on Apple Music and Spotify right now for absolutely free.
Oh, wow.
Awesome.
Yeah, for sure.
Good stuff.
Yeah, that's
Thank
really
you,
great.
thank
So
you.
I gotta ask, is Jenny a real or a fictional?
She's a fictional woman. So I got real tired of almost being sued by using real girls' names. I found out Taylor Swift can only do that. And so anyway, I eventually just took all the crazy women in my life and threw her into one and just named her something that somebody I didn't know.
Kind
So
of a relief to know that
there
she's
you go.
fictional.
yeah, you know, it's quite the relief
She's
on
not
that.
like out
It's not
there
all bad.
after you.
I'm assuming at one point in my career, I'm hoping that I'll adopt a small Jenny fan base where it'll just be a crowd of girls that are named Jenny, and that'll be really creepy for me.
That's a fan club, the Jennies.
That's the
I like
Jenny.
it.
Yeah, you know, we'll come out with a Forrest Gump B-side. You know.
Yeah, Jess is really good at web design. We'll put the page
There you
up
go.
and
That's
start
perfect.
it.
I like it.
And then we can recap in a couple of months. You know what I mean? And
It's
see how
in the
many
works.
Jennies
That's
we come
right.
out with.
It was the idea was born here. Here we go.
We can put out a PSA for Jenny's too.
That's scary stuff. Scary stuff.
So when you play, do you normally play solo acoustic, or do you got
Yeah, man.
to play with? Or?
I think it's very important to have a band out here in Texas. It really adds a lot to the sound, but as it stands, a lot of my buddies who are musicians around here, you know, we're all just very busy. We play 3 or 4 times a week, and it's like trying to organize something is very difficult, you know, but most of them are good enough to do it on the fly. But the thing is I would love to get some like good old boys that like aren't busy, you know, and they just kind of hang around the outskirts of Austin, and I can find some really talented players and we can all get together and just play. That's kind of the main goal, but yeah, mostly I'm just solo acoustic.
Right.
I'm the lone wolf out here, man.
So it sounds like you're here to stay pretty much.
Yeah, I am. Well, I hope I am. Anyway, if rent stays about the same, it seems to be going up. I don't know, that's a constant around town, but
Boston thing.
yeah, but anyway, no, I enjoy it in the city. You know, I moved from a small town, and so it's a big culture shock to me, but I'm really enjoying it. I love all the people, and like the crowds are great, and like it's, I mean, obviously for music, it's where it's happening, you know,
Yeah, definitely.
so
Definitely. There's a lot
It's a good spot. And the new Nashville, as I like to tell people.
I like that. Your coach would really dig that. I'm going to write that down. For sure, man. So, you got any upcoming gigs? Like
yeah, absolutely, bro. I play San Marcos on Friday.
Where's in San Marcos?
Aqua Brew.
Aqua Brew, all right.
Word. Yeah, I've never been there, but I'm very excited. It seems like a cool spot, cool people, so I'm excited to be there. Saturday, I'm in Lano. Is that how you say that? Lano, Texas? Lano. Okay, don't kill me on the radio here. Lano, Texas. Joe's Bar and Grill, and then Sunday I'm over in Pflugerville at Uncle Gary's.
Man, you're really getting around, man.
Yeah, man. I gotta stay big. Gotta pay the rent, bro.
You were talking about that earlier. I've got a lot of friends that have musical careers in Austin, and they say, you know, I don't have a house because I've got a music career.
Yeah, well, that's the truth. Yeah, no, I feel that way. It's just, you know, the way I look at it, man, is I worked 2 or 3 jobs before I really threw myself into just playing music, and, you know, you could make well, I say a lot, I don't make a lot, but you can make a little bit on the side, you know, and working these day jobs. But the thing is, I kind of feel like if you do music full time and you really depend on it, well, then you're going to get really great at playing just music, you know what I mean? So
versus your hand, basically.
Yeah, you know, or whatever it may be, like selling things at a pawn shop like I used to do, or working construction.
Working in a pawn shop sounds like it'd be a fun job.
Oh, it's fun, and it taught me how to be a pretty sneaky salesman here and there. You know, it's I got a word base I can count on to sell stuff.
There you go. You write any songs about working in the pawn shop?
No, but you know, it's funny actually. Every time I go home, I always hang out with my buddy Steve, and he's just like, so you written any happy songs yet? And he's like, you need to write songs about being in the pawn shop, chilling with your buddies. I'm like, yeah, you're right.
That's
so
a fruitful category.
eventually, one day, right, we'll get the major chords in, and it'll be all right.
Well, I know you don't have any happy songs, but do you have another song?
Yeah, no, I mean, I might have 1 or 2 happy songs, but this next song, we were talking about Austin being the new Nashville here. So here's the deal, guys. So like, this is what I firmly believe, and now this is just my opinion, but here's the thing, right? So I think Nashville is great, and I think Nashville has a lot of talented players in it, and I think East Nashville is doing something really cool. But the thing is, Nashville's kind of got a scene where you gotta have the magazine face and wear tight pants, and there's a certain stigma to that, and nothing against those people, that's cool. But the thing is, Austin is really outlaw right now, and it's kind of cool. It's got this thing. I noticed when I moved out here, people actually listen to words, and so it means a lot to me that I can sing originals, people listen. This next song is for all the record man in Nashville, Tennessee. It's called Sam I Am. I got cameras all around me, just trying to catch a glimpse of the money I didn't take, and how it never made much sense. With a face like that at only 23, we could make you something great. We could box you up and ship you out, and hope you sell out the first week. Yeah, an original Michael, Sam I Am. Funny story about that, and this all relates to the pawn shop little scheme, right? So like, I used to work with this old man named Mr. Dave, and he couldn't remember my name for the life of me. Like I said, it goes back to the Austin and Houston thing. I don't get it. Anyway, he would call me Dallas or Corpus Christi or whatever it may be. And so anyway, I was like, look, bro, we're going to have to come up with some kind of alternative. And he says, well, I'll just call you Sam. Like Sam Houston, and I was like, all right, cool. So Sam I Am was born. That's how it came about.
And there was another Ginny reference in there.
There was another Ginny. The whole album's going to be kind of a concept album based around her, more or less. So
is it going to be called Ginny?
Yeah, the album is called Ginny, and then I've got these characters in it, like a Bruce Springsteen song. You got Ginny and Sam, and then you've got like some other. When the album comes out, you'll get it. Yeah.
Oh, man, I like that. That's a really cool idea. So the album, man, how long have you been recording this?
Okay, so my first record, The Runaways, I recorded in St. Augustine when I was like 18 or 19. Recorded that for about 8 months, and then came out with it. And I was really learning the recording process at that point. You know, things like don't announce a release date before you finish recording the album, which is a no-no, right? Apparently, I didn't know at 19. Anyway, so now at 21, I went back into the studio, and I've been recording with Stan Martell and Martell Studios for about 2 years, actually, just kind of on and off. And it's been a while, just a bunch of writing and stuff, but it's my first full-length album. I'm really proud of that, to have like 10 songs like in a unit ready to go. And so anyway, we recorded that for 2 years, and we're trying to drop it in November. So
Right on, man. Cool.
stoked, man.
Cool. And Jenny coming out in November.
Jenny in November.
Right on, dude.
Yeah, man. Actually, going back to that tour thing. So when I head back home to Florida, I play like a full round all through Florida. But then coming back, I actually hit my first date in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, November 7th. So
you gotta say that Baton Rouge.
Baton Rouge. Yeah, I'm gonna have to learn that one.
Yeah, no, man, that's exciting. So,
For sure.
Do any of the production yourself, or do you just go into the studio and kind of like?
Well, I have a little home set up, but it's nothing impressive. It's probably like one condenser and like a little 2-channel mixer that runs into my MacBook, and that's enough for demos. That's enough for me to remember all the words and the melodies, and then kind of go from there. And then I take it to the professionals, and they do the work.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
But there's a lot to be said though for the home studios these days.
Yeah, for sure, man. And my talent is just in songwriting. I pride nothing else in anything else but writing, and that's all I want.
That sounded really good.
Thanks, man.
I gotta ask you a question that's kind of off topic for your music and everything, but have you ever heard of a movie called
Emmett Otter's Jug Band Christmas?
Emmett Daughters?
Emmett Otter?
Emmett Otter.
Emmett is his first name, and he's an otter.
No, I have not. No, I don't know many otters, actually.
We're river people, we know otters.
Okay, cool. I grew up near the Swanee River in Florida, but that's I mean, but I don't know the movie, no.
Okay.
Mm.
Well, it's an ongoing survey we've got going.
Oh, okay.
It's a Christmas classic. But
Okay.
Yeah,
We're trying to educate people about it because not a lot of people know about it, but it's like the most amazing Christmas music since Christmas movie since Die Hard,
Yeah, but
It's Die Hard.
Die Hard is a Christmas movie. Man. Like, there's people that think that Die Hard is a Christmas movie, and there's people that are wrong.
There you go. That's right. That's right. I like that mentality.
Right on. Well, let's get back to you, man. So what's coming up in the future? I mean, you're gonna put out this album,
Right.
You're gonna go on some more tours.
Right, so we got the album, and we got this, like I said, these Florida tours that are building, right? So here's the 5-year plan, because I think a lot of musicians kind of go like, okay, well, I'm just gonna play gigs until I'm dead, which is great, I guess. But the thing is, like, you can spin your wheels, and I've done this before in Florida, you can spin your wheels if you're just gigging and not really trying to like build anything on that. So basically, the main plan is, well, number one is to remain independent without any kind of label or anything like that until like probably I'm 28 or almost 30 when I've really built up an online following. And then like the second thing is, like I said, I'm playing Baton Rouge, well, with the correct accent, and I'm trying to book into Mobile, Alabama, and I'm trying to just secure like the South. The Gulf area, and so if I can start building a fan base there and then build up from there, and then eventually it just becomes this independent thing where I can just go and play anywhere, and people come out for me.
Right.
You know what I mean? Which is the great thing. So
you've got such a solid plan about it. That's
Yeah.
awesome. I mean, you've thought it all out.
I've spent a lot of time freaking out at night, laying in bed like, I don't know if this is right. I should have went to school.
That's more of a plan than I put together for anything in my
Yeah.
entire life.
I follow that plan myself.
Right on, man. Cool.
Real cool.
How recently did you write that?
Probably about 3 or 4 months ago. I had this problem where I just write all the time, and so it kind of gets me where I can I'll write out the full album or whatever, and then it's like, okay, well, we're still recording it, promoting it, trying to put together the tour, and I'm still trying to wrap my head around all of that, and then it's like, oh, by the way, I still got all these new songs I'm still writing, so it's like, it just never stops, but I'm not going to complain. I mean, if I can write, I'm going to write.
Yeah,
so.
definitely, man. You got to always be writing.
Good, that's it.
Do you have a process for writing or anything?
Oh, man. Actually, it does involve coffee. It does, and it's usually early in the morning. Stephen King always likes to write early in the morning, and I'm a nerd that likes to read, so I read all of his stuff. And well, he has this book called On Writing, and it inspired me quite a bit. It kind of gives his methods and kind of his background and all that. And he says, he writes in the morning because that's when it feels best. And I mean, honestly, that's what I'll do. I'll have a pot of coffee, and man, I'll probably go through 5 cups, and then I'll have to pee the whole time. And but I'll write. I'll sit there in the morning and write out. I mean, it's not always successful, but it's there.
No, totally.
And the words come first.
No,
so
definitely. I respect that process a lot. It's kind of like how Jess and I work in the
for sure.
all the time.
I just feel like you feel more inspired in the morning.
Yeah, no, definitely.
So.
It's not like some of the most successful people in the world say, get up early, make your bed. So
Yeah.
you've accomplished something.
And
that's right.
Biology. The light comes up.
Yeah, something about that, right? I don't know what the science is, but it definitely helps me. And like I said, it starts with coffee. So that every morning starts with coffee.
And that good practice of writing and keeping it going, even if you're not real behind what you're you're writing at that moment.
Right.
Like just the practice of doing it.
Exactly. I think, you know, I've always had this, which, like I said, man, I'm such a nerd, but, like, I've always had this intense love for, like, words. Like, I used to have this big notebook, and I carried it around all through high school, and I'd write instead of listening in class. And anyway, you know, the thing is, though, is I would always sit around and write, and, you know, I'd write 1 or 2 lines, and I go, man, all right, that's pretty good. And then, like, we'll move to the next, and I'm like, I could use work, you know, so it just depends.
Right.
So, but I enjoy it.
You ever get into that mode where you come back to something that you wrote the day before and you're like, oh my god.
Oh yeah.
You thought it was
Oh
awesome,
yeah,
and you
man.
listened to
But
it again.
also I've done the vice versa where it's like I've written something, I'm like, oh, it's crap. And then I'll come back a week later and go, maybe there is something here. I don't know, you know, so it just depends. You gotta look back. It's like Bruce Springsteen described it as, you know, you have like this junkyard full of cars that you don't use anymore, and you just go in there and pick out the parts you need and then build something new if you want to, you know. So
put it together.
it's a good idea way of using it.
No, totally.
Yeah.
So do you ever, like when you're in the writing mood, have you ever collaborated with anybody? Or
I try.
Yeah.
I'm very vicious when it comes to my ideas. I try not to be, because, like, you know, with there's a difference between when I write my songs and then when I try to write a song with other people. Not to say that there are any bad or good to it, because I mean both are bad or good, you know. But the thing about it is I try not to stay so attached if I'm writing with somebody else, you know, and I try to give them like, all right, man, what do you think of this? And we'll bounce back and forth. So I've co-written with a few people. My buddy Trey Tucker, Cliff Dorsey, my buddy TJ Brown. They're all good friends back in Florida, and they're phenomenal writers.
Wow.
And they make me feel like crap every time I hang out with them. And it's like, but that's great, you know. I don't know, yeah, but it's a good thing because it's inspiring me to kind of like, all right, just get them. Like I gotta get better, you know.
Step
So
up your game,
yeah, you know. So it's good, man.
And it's good to have people around like that, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like that are always pushing you, because if you're always the best, man, you can get complacent.
Yeah, you get complacent. Yeah, there's no fun in that. I mean, you know, it's just all in that mentality. I'm still young, man. I'm only 23. These cats I hang out with are like 30. So it's like, I mean, not that much older, but still, you know, they've had a little more time, and I can really learn from them, their experiences, and they help me out a lot, and they're always there for me. So
I mean, that's a really intelligent thing to say. Honestly, you come across as a super smart guy. Well, hey,
Seriously, like
It is.
the openness to learning and knowing that you need to learn.
yeah,
that's-
well, thank you guys.
no,
Yeah.
it's all- yeah, I think it's something that's lacking in youth today too. So I'm glad to see it on full display.
Yeah, man. Well, you know, it's right. Yeah, and I'm very stubborn, so it's just like I have to kind of pace myself and realize, like, look, you're not the king of the world. Let's just relax, play your guitar, you know, whatever you can do, you know.
Cool. Houston Keen in the studio.
Houston
today,
Keen in the
boys.
studio.
Having a good time, man.
Man, I'm having a great time. I always love coming out here. It's a
Right
fun
on.
time.
Well, how can people find out more about you?
Cool. So I'm a social media wizard, but if not, you can go to HoustonKeen.com. But if you guys are on Instagram or Twitter or Snapchat or whatever, just find me at Houston Keen. That's Houston like the city, and then Keen like Robert Earl Keen. No E at the end. Keen. So anyway, if anybody hits me up, I'll be sure to follow you back. I'm all about making friends. Community, I think it's the most important thing. I can't do it without any of you guys. So, you know, it's just the most important to make friends. So, be
Right
cool.
on, man. Right on. Cool, man. That's great. And you said also too. Let's recap. So where are you going to be playing again?
For sure. So San Marcos on Friday at Aqua Brew, and then Lano, right?
Lano.
Lano, dang it, man. I'll get it one day.
No, it's all good.
Lano on Saturday. That's Joe's bar, and then Sunday I'm over at Uncle Gary's in Pflugerville. And then we got that Florida tour coming up, which we'll just gloss over the Florida dates. But the important one is the kind of close one. The important one here is November 7th in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Bottle and Tap. If anybody's hearing this from that area, you got some friends, you got some family, tell them to get out there. We want to see some new faces. I want to meet some new friends. It'll be a good time in Baton Rouge.